All right, so welcome to the young generation. You are here. Probably your mom and dad introduced you to the Wall Street, right? So I will create many clips like this, but this is one of the clips talking about the indicator that our group developed. Okay, we call it CE12 version 14. So we can say it's the ultimate smart TA. It's a TA, right? Technical analysis, but smart TA. Okay. So look at this. This is the reason why I create this group. An average yacht is about 1.5 million to $5 million. It's just a small yacht. How many Vietnamese can afford to buy a 1.5 million yacht? Not many, right? At least our generation, right? Your mom and dad. But we hope that you guys, young people, if you start invest now, in 10 years, you should be able to buy a $1.5 million yacht, right? Because our generation being taught, go to school, get a degree, or open a business, make money, buy a house, two car, and live happy ever after, right? But most American, they don't do that. Most American, they invest. That's how they become millionaire. Okay. So the reason is to provide the younger generation how the knowledge how to invest so you can have financial freedom in the future. I worked 33 years. I don't want you guys work 33 years, right? And your mom and dad don't want you to work 33 years. Maybe 10 years you will retire if you invest right? So you have to learn. Nothing come free. You have to learn. You have to spend some time and learn. You practice. You invest wisely. Then you have a financial freedom, right? But CE12 is an indicator to assist you making decision day trading that you can make $100, $200, $500 a day, right? And you using those money, you invest back to the long-term account. That's the whole objective. Okay. So look at this. This is the fact. There's about 7.7% people are millionaire. American are millionaire, about 7.7%. Among that 7.7%, 58% because of invest in stock. 58% of the millionaire because of stock. Real estate, about 17%. 15% other investment like ETF, commodity, crypto, right? Even if you put crypto in, if you add crypto in 15 plus 58, that's 63%, right? This is just stock. The purple is crypto, right? But it's also consider investment, right? 10% about business, like your mom and dad open a nail shop or something like that. The problem with real estate and business, you have to have capital. Initially, you have to have money, right? You want to buy a house, the second house, you have to have money. You want to open a nail shop, you have to have money, right? With stock, you can start out a couple $1,000. Not much. You don't need a big chunk of money up front. The real estate and business, you have to. I don't see anybody start from scratch and they build real estate empire. Have you? I don't think so, right? So it's possible you can become millionaire by real estate, but you have to have your mom and dad have to be rich. Okay, they give you $100,000, $200,000, right? But with stock market, you can start out slow, 1,000 or 2,000. Ask your mom and dad give you 5,000. You can start with $5,000. That's the advantage of of doing stock market, right? So again, I blow up the picture here. 58% plus 15% crypto, that's 63% millionaire because of investment, not real estate. This is a misconception that people misunderstand. They thought real estate are more millionaire, right? No, I don't think so. This is data by National Study Millionaire, right? This is real data, although it's 2023 data, but it's pretty much the same 2026. So the key lesson for you guys, start consistent stock investing. You invest, you have money, then once you have money, then you can do business or real estate later. It's not too late, right? You can spend 10-year investment and you become millionaire, hopefully. Then you can use that millionaire to do business or real estate later. Not now, because you don't have money now, right? All right. So first, I want to introduce myself, right? I work for Boeing 33 years, like I mentioned to you. I don't want you guys work 33 years, right? I hold a BSDE. I had an MBA, a special program by Boeing. And of course, when you're a Boeing employee and you go graduate school, the professor usually grade a little bit favor Boeing guy, right? So I graduated with magna cum laude. I was a test engineer for 15 years. And the last 15 years, I worked at the Boeing sales team. I did some, for fun, I can fly 787, but I cannot land it. I learned how to fly, but I cannot land it, right? So I entered the stock market for 25 years, on and off, right? .com, financial crisis, no luck. I lost my cert, right? And basically I used TradingView about 6 years, CE12 about 5 years, and starting seriously investment long-term about 4 or 5 years. I wish somebody teach me what I teach you today 10 years ago. But I didn't listen, right? I stubborn. And I didn't do it right. So I lost a lot of money. Not until 5 years ago I start doing the right thing, right? And then I went to a cancer, you guys know, in 22. But fortunately, I beat cancer, right? My daughter is right now is a pharmacist for Costco. My son works for Boeing. But important, I'm not a financial advisor, right? So everything I teach today is for educational purpose. You have to make your own decision, okay? So if you lose, don't come back and sue me, right? So the C, we need you guys to donate if you want C12, $450. This money is a non-profit, and we use to buy data so we can have the group improve. The $450 is not profit, okay? Everything I teach are free. I never charge when I teach because I want to build a community, Vietnamese community, the next generation going to become millionaire. I want you guys someday buy a yacht. Not me, not your dad and mom, okay? We can't afford it, but you can. If you do things right today, you can own a yacht, okay? You can use the barcode VMO here, okay? So I have a YouTube channel called Chứng khoán Mỹ cho người Việt US stock market. You can go search and then you can search. Within I have 206 video clip, all free. Some other teacher, they may charge you money, right? But all free. You can search day trade, swing trade, long term, and you can find more clip. If today it interests you and you want to study more, then you go into this channel and study more, okay? So for the introduction, the CE14, it come a long way from CE1, right? So I designed it, but programmed by the first person that did the programming named Dan Đặng, right? And then Duy Võ, Yu Nguyễn, and the last person is Hưng Nguyễn. Hưng Nguyễn is still with us, right? So these are the programmers that help us to generate this indicator. So I don't want to take all the credit because these guys are smart dudes, okay? They're very good at what they're doing. So if you subscribe, then you go into the top left corner, you can click this window, then let me know your trading view ID. In this case, my ID is 2stock, your ID, whatever, right? So when you send the trading view ID to me, this is how you find it, okay? And then if you want to buy trading view, you roll it to the right, you click explore our plan, then follow the instruction, you can buy trading view. And you can ask your mom and dad. They know, they will show you how to buy trading view, okay? And then once you donate and you give me the trading view ID, I will add the indicator to your ID. Then you go into trading view, click indicator, and then click invite only. Then all the 6 indicator will be here and it will be there forever. And you only donate one time and you use the rest of your life. Okay. It's always there. Okay. So this is how you access to your trading, CE12. This is what it look like. So CE12 have 6 indicator. This is just one of them, right? And the first one that we use every day called CE12, right? And it consists of many indicator, right? You have a table, you have a eating kiếm, right? I will explain to you what it is. And đầu long down, right? These are the technical analysis that day trader they use every day. But C12 they combine into one, right? That's why I call all-in-one indicator, right? So basically, the C12 is an algorithm. It's a computer programming. It have a lot of formula to calculate the resistance level, the support level, uptrend, downtrend, right? It's a computer programming, right? And it consists of what? Almost 65 TA indicator. 65. For example, RSI is 1, MACD is 1, Bollinger Band is 1, right? 20 MA, 50 MA, those are 5 indicator, right? But C12 have 65 of them into one indicator. That means the more indicator, it increase the win rate, right? If you use one indicator, for example, if you just use RSI, it only give you 52% win rate. But the more indicator you combine, it increase the win rate, right? And basically, there's a lot of advanced technique like MACD, SMC, Keller, and you can go to ChatGPT and you ask about these, they will explain to you, right? Hanky NC, Bollinger Band, so on and so forth, right? So, what algorithm and what the architecture of C12, right? It consists of technical indicator on the left side. So it gives you support level, resistance level in real time, right? And it gives you the trend line, it gives you the Bollinger Band, etc. That's on the left side. That's all technical indicator, which an average day trader, when they use TA, that's what they use on the left side. What advantage of C12 is on the right side, okay? The right side, there's a system. First, the smart money concept system to predict what the big shot, we call it come up, right? Big shot, when the smart money they buy and when smart money they sell. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but it's pretty much accurate, maybe 70 to 80% accurate, that when the big boy going to sell the stock and when the big boy buy the stock. So it's called a system. Assist TA. That's a system. And this is just one of the system. Within CE12, there are 5 systems working behind the scene. 5 of them. 5 systems like this to assist technical analysis. Right? And then it has some metric. It's a metric to give you the momentum that the Wall Street, what are they doing? Are they selling? Are they buying? Right? So the matrix to measure what are they doing, right? For example, if there's a short squeeze occur, right? And I can explain short squeeze on a different clip. But in short, short squeeze is when the short trader, they short too much, but the stock not going down, but the stock going back up. So they have to buy to cover. It's called short squeeze. So this matrix will predict the loss volume, momentum, etc. And they let you know, hey, there's a short squeeze happening. So that you know the stock going to go up shortly, like 5 seconds or 10 seconds later. So again, the architecture of C12 is using technical analysis, using file system, and the matrix system. So combine, give you an ultimate tool to assist you to do day trading. Okay. So for example, the day trading system, it gives you momentum, the flow, right? And then the strategy, 10, 60, 40, I will explain 10, 60, 40. What does that mean, right? 17 hard, Bollinger Band squeeze, etc. And then the swing trade system that designed for people that busy, they cannot day trade every day. They only can do swing trade. Then when the stock price go to the cheap price region, then they can buy at the cheap price, right? So CE12 not only provide for day trader to do day trading, but also swing trade, right? But we're using the system on the favorite picture to calculate it, to increase the win rate, okay? So, and then it work on multiple time frame. For example, if you use technical analysis manually, right, you put in time frame 1 minute and you're going to draw a support level. When you switch to 5 minutes, you have to redraw support level. When you switch to 1 hour, you have to redraw support level. It takes a lot of time, and during trading, we don't have time to draw. The CE, as soon as you switch to the most different time frame, it automatically calculates and it gives you a new support. You don't have to do anything. It calculates by itself in real time. That's the difference. Because when we day trade, we don't have time to draw. We only have time to make money, right? So not that you cannot UTA. You can UTA manually, but you have to spend some time to draw. C12, they draw it automatically for you. Doesn't matter what time frame you switch. It will draw for you. Okay? That's the advantage. So you may ask me, so what's the win rate, right? So the C12 win rate, we backtest, right? Backtest means the programmer that I mentioned earlier, like Dan and Yui and Võ, right? They put in 5,000 trade buy and 5,000 trade sell based on the C12. And the result, with many tests from CE1 to CE12, it come out 72% win rate. That's the maximum we can do, right? Even, I don't want to mention the name, but the person worked for the broker and he told us their multi-million software only 80% win rate. And we at 72, we are pretty damn good, okay? For amateur, right? But when the price go to giá rẻ, mean cheap price, and if you buy at the cheap price, you have 78% win rate. So the odds on your favor, right? Even though you have 28%, you still lose 28%, but you cover 28% by money and risk management and have a good strategy, 10, 60, 40. Okay? Now, what's the 10, 60, 40? Meaning, I will tell you when to buy, right? Later. But when you have a buy signal, you only buy 10%. For example, if you want to buy something 100 share, you only buy 10 share, right? And you buy 6 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, during the day, right? Like today, let's say I want to buy 100 shares of Tesla. So if I have a buy signal, I buy 10 shares. If I buy signal, I buy 10 shares. And I only buy up to 60%, which is 60 shares. I save 40 shares only for tomorrow if the stock drop very sharply, right? Like Tesla go down $20, $15, right? You still have 40 share to DCA, dollar cost average, DCA, dollar cost average. If you buy 100 share, tomorrow you don't have money left. That's why this strategy is very effective, that you save 40% later for the rainy day, right? Now, second, because you buy each block, that's why I draw a block here, right? Block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4, block 5, right? It's a different price. When the block that you have profit, you sell that block first. You still have 5 blocks. And then this block start making profit, you sell the second block. To do this, you avoid wash sale. Now, you guys are smart. You can go to ChatGPT and ask about wash sale, right? But to do this, to avoid wash sale. So this strategy serves two purposes. One is to manage money. Two, to manage wash sale. That's why it's very important you have to obey this rule. You don't all in. Never all in when you buy stock. Okay? So, I go quickly some of the system, right? One of the system called con sông Sài Gòn, right? Using Bollinger Band. It looked like a river. So we call it Sài Gòn River, right? And then another one we call Ochre trend line. So going up, going down, right? I will explain more later. There's another system called Đồ Long Đao, right? So we just make a name for fun, right? So basically, it help you, it assists you day trading. I explain what does it do later on, but this chart just introduce you to the system. Another system called Ý Thiên Kiếm, right? It's advanced tier technique. It really advanced tier technique, okay? To do this, you have to understand a lot of technical analysis, okay? It's really advanced. So, to summarize, you have 4 systems. Ý Thiên Kiếm, Đồ Long Đao, right? We call Heaven Shore. They translate Dragon Saber, Up and Mountain, Sài Gòn River, right? So, each of the system have a meaning, right? And each of the word have there's something to trigger it turn blue, yellow, red, or gray. So if bullish, it's green. If bearish, it's red. So this system here, Ý Thiên Kiếm, is to tell you what the smart money doing. So if you see all green here, that means the smart money they are buying. But if they're all red here, that means smart money they're selling. So you don't have to do anything. You just look at the color, right? You don't need to understand what it is either. You just look at the color. Green is good. Red is no good. Okay. And Đồ Long Đao is to tell you at certain price, there are more buyer or more seller. If it's more green, that means more buyer at this price and less seller at this price. So it makes you each price there are more buyer or there are more seller, right? So to let you know at this particular price, there are more people buy than people sell to assist you to make decision. And then there's a leaf we call, the autumn leaf, right? The autumn, when autumn, the leaf fall, so it becomes yellow. But when it's green, that means the stock going back up. When the leaf yellow, it means it's going down. And I will explain when I show the chart. Okay. And then you have to follow the rule. In Vietnamese, we call không FOMO, không tham lam, right? That means no FOMO, no greed. So the most mistake that the beginner make because they're greedy and because they FOMO. And that's how they lose money. Okay. Now I'm going to go into more detail. Okay. So you can consider CE12 it's just like a cockpit of the airplane, right? And when you want to fly the airplane, you have to learn how to fly it. I give you the airplane doesn't mean you can fly, right? You have to learn how to fly. You have to use it instrument. You have to know which button to push when take off and landing, right? If you don't understand the cockpit, you're not going to be able to fly the airplane. Simple as that, right? So this chart means you have to study, you have to learn it, right? It's there, but the knowledge don't come free. You have to learn how to use it, okay? So again, it's kind of a radar. So it scan the C12. When you open C12, the execution in real time, it scan the top and will tell you the resistance level, support level, the uptrend, downtrend, đầu long down, tỷ thiên kiếm, blue, green, or red, yellow, whatever, right? So it kind of scan the stock in real time in millisecond, okay? And then it have a system, six or seven system to assist you, okay? Now, we use hanky NC. As you can see, the one stock. If you turn on the normal candle, you will see red and blue. That means there's some fault signal. When it's red here, it's fault signal, right? So when you see red, you may sell the stock, right? But when you use hanky NC, it smooth out the stock. What it tell you, if you buy here, you don't sell until here. But if you use a normal candle, you may sell somewhere here because the red candle make you nervous, right? Instead of doing normal candle, we use hanky NC. It's a Japanese candle, right? So it averages out, so it filter all the noise. So you don't see the red candle. So you don't sell by mistake. Here, when I see the red candle, I may sell the stock. But if you hanky NC, it's much better. Okay. So there are many different kind of candle, right? You have morning star, doji, blah, 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 right? And regular candle. But in CE12, we use hanky NC. Okay. Now, the command center, right? First of all, the VWAP, right? It's called volume weight average price. We make it color white. The 20 EMA exponential moving average. We make it purple, and we make a joke. We make it the 20 EMA is a girl, right? Because it called it purple. The SMA is simple moving average. There's a big difference between EMA and SMA, okay? Simple moving 50, that means 50 day, right? Red. 200 SMA, 200 day, yellow. These are the color that define in C12. So when you ask me the question, yellow line, then I know a 200 MA. If you say white line, I know a VWAP. So we all standardize so we can understand each other. You can make any color you want, but this group, we make this color, okay? Now, so VWAP here, there's a white line, right? And then 20 MA is a purple line, right? And 200 MA yellow line, and 50 MA red line. Okay, that's how it look like in real chart. So ochre it's an advanced technique to calculate the trend. The stock have a tendency to go up or go down, right? So we use the trend line in advanced TA. We calculate and we predict. If you see the trend line go up, that means the stock keep going up. If you see the trend line go down, it keep going down. Now, it also tell you if the trend line is gray, it's going up, but it's gray, that means it's going up not much. But when you see going up and it's solid green, that means it go up very strong. On the other side, when it go down, right, the trend line showing downward and gray color, that means going down lightly. But when it go down red, that means it go down very hard. So you have to pay attention to the color, okay? So why we call it ochre? Because the history, I don't know if it's true or not, it might be a story, but it might not be true, right? So long time ago, 1,000 years ago, right? So the Vietnamese, they divide into two groups, right? The person, two-person marry. I don't know if they marry or not. And then they apparently they have 100 children, right? So they bring 50 children to the mountain, and they bring 50 children to the sea. So we call it ochre trend, meaning if we go to mountain, that means stop going up. If we go to the sea, that means going down, right? So we call ochre up, ochre down. That's what it meant. So I want a little bit story for you guys to understand the Vietnamese culture, right? Con rồng cháu tiên, right? 50 go to the mountain, 50 go to the sea. So this is what it look like, right? So, and then the Bollinger Band squeeze. Bollinger Band squeeze mean you see the green here and the orange. It look like a river, right? So we call Saigon River, right? So when it orange, but the purple line go up, this Bollinger Band squeeze up. On the other side, when you see the Saigon River and the orange happen here, but the purple line going down, that means the stock being squeezed down. So by virtue, just look at this, you can see the stock uptrend and the stock downtrend because of the Bollinger Band squeeze. So when you see the orange, that means the stock consolidate. In the technical term, they call consolidate, meaning the stock gonna go sideways until reversal. And it can reversal up, it can reversal down. How do you know that? Just look at the purple line. So if the orange appear and the purple line up, that means squeeze up. If the orange appear and the purple go down, that means the stock gonna squeeze down. There's another system to assist you to look at the stock and predict the stock gonna go up or down, right? You cannot use one system. You have to use the whole system to make the right decision, okay? And here what it look like, right? So go in the mountain and go to the sea, okay? 50 children go to the mountain and 50 children go to the sea, right? 50 đứa con lên núi, 50 đứa con xuống biển, right? So here is the ochre. You look at the ochre up and have a dotted line. So it look like a freeway, right? So we call it freeway. So when you drive your car to the freeway, right? So if you look at this freeway, it's green. That means it's going up strong. If this color is gray, it's still going up, but it's not strong, right? So the CE12 is very smart. When it know that the stock go up strong, it will print out green. If it go up not strong, it print out gray. So you have to pay attention to the color, okay? Like this here. This stock, the freeway going down, it's telling you the stock going down, but it's not green, it's gray. So that it means it's not red. When it go down, it have to be red, right? But it's not red, it's gray. That means it's going down, but it have a chance to go back up. But when it go red, you have to be careful because the stocks will keep going down and you don't want to catch falling knife, right? So when you see red, you don't want to catch falling knife, okay? When it's red, that means it go down very hard. So this is another picture of demonstrate the Bollinger Band squeeze up or squeeze down, right? And I will provide a PDF file of this presentation so you can print out later on and you learn it, right? Another example to visualize whether it's squeeze up or squeeze down, right? So basically the C12 is a compass, right? It's a compass and it gives you a map and it gives you a weapon, right? So it's a system. It's not just a one indicator, but it's a system, right? So the system have 17 heart, right? If it bullish, it's green. If it bearish, it's red. Okay? Hold on a second. I have a phone call. I gotta take this phone. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. A friend call. I'll tell him to call back. Okay. So basically, it's just like jury duty. Like when you go to court, there's 17 chair here, right? And each jury vote green or red, right? So the more jury vote, the better, right? So for example, golden cross, right? You can ask ChatGPT what's the golden cross mean, right? Each of these words, if you don't understand, which is okay, you're a beginner, right? You can ask ChatGPT what is golden cross. It will explain you more detail, right? So basically, if it's golden cross happen, that means 50 MA above 200 MA. That means the red line above the yellow line, we call, not we, but in technical term, it's golden cross. You will see the green heart. If it's dead cross means the 50 MA below the 200 MA, it pronounced red, and so on and so forth. So on each condition, if it's true, it's green. If it's not true, it is red. If it's kind of in between, it come out yellow. Yellow can neutral. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 17 heart. So when you look at the table and rule of thumb, if you see 12 green heart, that means the stock currently very bullish. 12, right? 12 trái tim là bullish, right? 12. Okay. Now the next one is advanced TA, KC channel, right? So you can ask ChatGPT. I don't have time today to explain it. You can ask ChatGPT what color channel it will explain to you, right? So it basically it measures the momentum of the stock price, right? If good, it's green. If not good, it's yellow and red, right? And relative strength index, if it above 70, that means overbought. If it's less than 30, oversold. So you can ask GPT what RSI mean. That's one way to learn it, to ask GPT, okay? For more detail on each of the topic. MACD, parabolic SAR, etc. So each of condition, if it's good, it's green. If it's no good, it's red, right? So again, if it's good, it's green bullish. If it's neutral, it's yellow. If it's bad, it's red. Okay. Same thing. Each of the condition, good, bullish, neutral, yellow, bad is red. Okay. This is what it looks like. So in CE12, you will see each of the heart here. Sometimes red, sometimes yellow, sometimes green, right? And then it will tell you on the 1 minute time frame is red, 3 minute time frame is red, but 15 minute time frame is green, 1 hour green, day green, so on and so forth. So you count number of green versus number of red. If more green is good, right? You want more green. That means the stock is bullish. So there's another system. The system calculate total 100 point. Okay. This system is the ultimate system. It use a lot of advanced technique TA to calculate it. So for example, trend 40 point, momentum 25 point, structure 20 point, contact 50 point. So each of these added up to 100 point, right? So you will see the score. When you look at the C12, you see the score. If it's 100, that means the top really bullish, right? If it's 10, that means it's bearish. So another system for you to make decision. So by now you got the point. One indicator won't work. One system won't work. The CE12 have 65 technical indicator, 6 system, and the metric performance. 3 of them combined. So that's why CE12 is so powerful, right? Again, trend, right? For example, trend, momentum, the current price structure, good or not? If good, give it 40 point. The strength of the move. So when it move, is it a strong move? If it's strong move, 25 point. Structure, right? Support resistance, is this good? 20 point. Contact the condition of the market, then bearish or bullish, 15 point. So you add them all up, become 100 point. Okay. So you have to pay attention to the point when you trade. I will tell you the reason why we are doing this at the end. Okay. Just bear with me for now. And then the eating Kim, I go into more detail. So it tells you the liquidity window that the smart money, what are they doing? Are they buying? Are they selling or what? Right? So you can tell by look at the number, right? And the confident, how confident the smart money at this time, at this point in time, are they confident of the stock? Like 65%? Yeah, not really confident, right? But if the confident is 80%, that means they're very confident, right? The market wisdom tell you the whole smart money, what are they doing, right? Are they bullish? Are they bearish, right? And the buyer in control or the seller in control, right? So it will tell you buyer versus seller, right? Right now in this example, seller in control. So you know that the smart money they are selling, right? So this is another indicator to help you make decision better. Okay. Why do you need this? I will explain in a minute. Okay. That's another picture of eating Kim in real time, a real picture. Good entry, light trade, high risk. Okay. So basically, when you day trade and you learn technical analysis, most of teacher will teach you how to win and buy at what price and sell at what price. That's all they teach you. And that's what I've been learning too, right? But they cannot answer two questions. They can tell you, okay, buy Tesla at $400, right? And then sell at 420. That's what TA can do for you. What TA cannot do for you? How many shares should I buy at 400? So if you don't believe me, ask a teacher. If a teacher tell you to buy Tesla at $400, ask him or her, how many shares should I buy? Should I buy 100 shares or 1,000 shares? I don't think they can answer that using TA, right? The second question, what is the probability of winning? If I buy at $400, what is my probability of winning? They cannot answer. CE12 can answer that. Because if the stock, the eating Kim all green, go long down all green, go uptrend, right? All the uptrend green, right? You have 15 green heart, you have 72 to 78% to win. If it go to the support level very thick, you have 80% win. A normal TA cannot tell you. That's what I've been losing money because of that. Because when I learn TA, I know what price to buy, but I don't put the money appropriately, right? Sometimes I said, okay, I buy 1,000 shares. One day I said buy 500 shares. One day 100 shares. I have no idea when to buy a lot and when to buy not to buy a lot. But C12, because of this system, will assist you make a decision if you should buy a lot or you buy little. Okay, that's why you use C12, right? Đồ long down same way I explained already, right? So đồ long down have another advanced technique they call POC, point of control. So let's say at this price, Tesla is $400. It will go back 200 candle, right? At that, 200 day. At that $400, how many volume buy? How many volume sell at $400? And we will tell you for this example, at $400 price, there are 103 share buy and 18 share sell at this particular price. So on each price, the long down will tell you how many share people buy and how many share people sell, right? For example, if you go to Costco, right, and during the inflation, the egg, 12 egg is $10. Not too many people buy. Maybe people have money, right? They are wealthy. Okay, I'll buy it. But when Costco reduced the price to $8, everybody buy. The more volume at $8 than $10. That's what đồ lần đào is all about. Đồ lần đào, again, it tell you at a particular price how much volume buy and how much volume sell at that price. Okay, that's what đồ lần đào tell you. So you have confidence. If you buy Tesla at 400 share, I mean, if you buy Tesla at a price 400, if this example $400, right? And you have confidence because you see more people buy than people sell at that price. So this system is another way to assist you to make decision. It's not the only way, but it's additional to give you more confidence. Okay. So it basically it's a volume profile. So if you ask ChatGPT what volume profile, you can learn more about the long down. Okay. Again, I want to explain the system one more time, right? So the trend, they use EMA 20 above 15, it gives 10 points, right? So SMA 50 above 200, it gives 10 points. EMA 20 on the way up, it gives 5 points. The HA uptrend, 5 points. Easy trend, 10 points. If these happen, they get score, right? On the momentum, if RSI rising, it gives 5 points. MACD bullish, 7 points. BX trender, you can ask ChatGPT what the BX trender is. It gives 8 points, etc. So each of the score based on technical, 100% based on technical analysis. Not that I invented, right? Based on like Keller channel, Wick diversion, VWAP, etc. So each of these happen, it gets score. The more it happen, the better score. Okay, that means the stock is really bullish, right? This I already show you. So again, the pillar 1 is the SMA, EMA, and things like that. Pillar 2 is all the trend line. Pillar 3 is breakup structure. 5 is VIX diversion, so on and so forth. So those two combine 100 points. So let's say if 80 points or more, that means it's bullish. 60 points or less, that means it's bearish. Okay. So again, I already explained the 10, 60, 40, right? So each time you have a signal, you buy 10%, maximum you buy 60%, and then you save 40% only when the stock go down very hard. Okay. So there are more than this, but I just give you 6 examples. So round number 1, you see the EMA going up, you buy 10 share, right? Con gái leo lên con trai, meaning the 200 MA above 50 MA, you buy 10%, 10 share, right? And then above 200 MA, buy 10 share, so on and so forth. Each of condition happen, you buy 10 share and you buy 6 times, it's 60% only. It's very critical that you have to follow this rule to manage money, right? You cannot put all in one stock at one time. That's very dangerous, right? You have to buy each block. So, and then CE12, Hưng, the programmer, he also notify you and he suggests when you want to buy it. So it would tell you that it recommend that you should buy 10 share when it happened. What 10 share this happened, when 10 share this. So it assists you for the beginner, for the people new to CE12. You can use this to learn, right? But after you learn, you don't need it anymore, right? But when you be beginner, you should watch this. It would tell you when to buy, right? So CE12 automatically tell you when to buy 10%. So instead of you have to look at the purple line, look at the green line, look at the yellow line, right? You don't have to. You just look at this signal. It will tell you when to buy. If you look at the chart and you pay attention to this, it will tell you when to buy. Okay. Exit rule. There are many ways to exit rule, and I will talk to another on another clip. You have to set the daily limit, right? For example, every day you make $200. Is that okay? Is it just your limit? Just your daily limit? That's your goal? You just want to make $200 a day. If $200 a day is your goal, that means daily limit profit, right? So if you make a trade and you make $200, sell. Doesn't matter if stock keep going up, who cares? Because you already meet your goal. So that you don't be greedy and you wait. You want to make 300, you want to make 400, and then suddenly on bad news like this morning, stock going down, then you lose them all, right? So when to sell? When you hit the daily limit, right? If your goal is $200, you make $200 on that trade, sell it, no matter what. Sell, take the profit, put in your pocket, right? Or when you see the green leaf change to the yellow leaf. So when the green leaf change to the yellow leaf, right? The autumn leaf, what happened to the autumn leaf? It fall, right? So when the leaf yellow, that means stock gonna go down. So this is when you're gonna sell it. So there are many ways as you come along, there are many ways to learn how to sell it, but there's two ways to learn how to sell, right? You meet your limit, the yellow leaf happen, or there's another way, when it hit the resistance level very thick. So when the stock about to get to the resistance level, but very thick, you should sell it because it only have 20% chance that it will break that resistance. It calculated by CE12. It lets you know when you see the thick resistance, only 80% chance that it will rebound, only 20% that will break. So you better sell before it hit the thick resistance. Okay. So, smart market concept, there's another system, right? Smart market concept to predict when the smart money buy, which is green, and when they sell, right? So when you see this, that means at this area here, the smart money will sell the stock. And the green area here, the smart money will buy the stock. So if coincidentally the support level coincide with the smart money, that means very strong support. You know what I mean? Or if a resistance level like coincide with the smart money sell, that means very strong resistance. So you have double condition, right? So you have to pay attention to the smart money. And later on, I will show you what the smart money look like. Okay. So basically, the red is bearish, meaning the smart money they are selling at this price. When you see the blue or light green, right? That means they buy. So have to pay attention to smart money at all time, right? Yeah, green, you know all this. Okay, so the day high and the day low, and many people like Tracy and Brandy and Long, right? They sometimes they use this. So it tell you, for example, this current price, right? And the volume and the day range is 21%. That means from the current price, 182, compared to the high price of the day, it's only 21%. So if have another 79% to go up to the high point, so it's a good time to buy, right? Because you still have 79% to going up compared to the high of the day. For example, the current price 182, so the high price may be 220, right? So that means from 182, you have to run another 79% to get to 220. So it still have room to grow, right? So you have to pay attention to the day range, right? And then as you learn C12, you will use this a lot, right? To make decision, you should sell, you should hold, or you should buy more. So the day high, day low, where the stock going to be, right? So let's say Tesla day high is 450, day low is 400, and the Tesla Friday now 420. So that means it still have another $30 to go because day high 450. So it calculate percent from the current price to the high point. Okay. So this is another system that to assist you in day trading. Okay. This okay. So supply chain, smart money, right? At this area they sell, this area they buy, right? So the delta within it tell you at that moment the candle, how many volume sell, how many volume buy. In this example, more buyer than seller at that particular time. So the delta is 200%, right? So it's almost the buyer more than the seller about 200% because buy 1.2 million share and sell at 400,000 share. So it tell you at any given moment how many volume buy and how many volume sell to assist you to make decision. Okay. So here's a real example. So case one, the beginner like like chị Loan, right? U70, right? She doesn't understand TA much. So I recommend her as a beginner, just be patient and wait until the stock go to support level. This is very thick, right? Very thick. So buy here and then wait until it go to resistance and sell. That's it. No need TA. Don't need to understand TA. Nothing. You don't need to understand anything. You just recognize the color, right? If it's a green line thick, buy here. If, for example, at this moment here, the stock go down here, right? Buy right here, buy at the resistance. And then being patient, when it go near resistance, buy at support. When it go to resistance, sell. Buy here, sell here. That's it. Very simple. That means buy low, sell high. You buy a low point, you sell high. But when you use C12, it assists you to buy high, sell higher. But you need to understand a little bit more about C12 to do that. But if you just want basic technique, just wait until hit the green line, buy. Red line, sell. That's it. Buy at support, sell at resistance. But to buy high, sell higher, you need to understand fully how C12 works in order to do buy high, sell higher, right? And I will show you in a minute. So this is buy high, sell higher. For example, at this point number one, should we buy? Hell yeah. Why? Because it's near the support, thick support level. Buy 10 share. Okay. At number two, the white candle change to blue candle. That's a buy signal. Buy 10 share. That's 2 times, right? And then girl above boy, meaning 20 EMA, the purple line, go above the red line, and we teasing, right? Like con gái leo lên con trai, right? That means the girl climb above the boy, right? So the purple line above the red line, number 3, 10 share, 3 times, right? And then you wait, because there's no white candle here. Since no white candle, you don't sell, right? No white candle, you don't sell. And then right here, right? The 50 MA above 200 MA, what does that mean? Golden cross. There's a buy signal by number 4, 10 share. So now you buy 40 share. So now you go up here, the Bollinger Band squeeze up. Remember I told you about Bollinger Band squeeze? This is Saigon River, right? We call Saigon River. So see the orange line and the purple line go up. That means Bollinger Band squeeze up. That's a buy signal. Buy 10 share. So number 5, right? And then the purple line go up 45 degree right here, 45 degree. That's another buy signal. So you already buy number 6, 10, 10, 10, 10. So now you buy 60 share already. You stop. You don't buy anymore. You save 40 share for tomorrow. Or when the stock goes sharply, then you buy, right? But you don't buy that 40, you save at 40%. So now when you going to sell? So the stock keep going up, going up, going up. Oop, it hit resistance. You should sell right here. Right here. Don't wait until it hits resistance. It's about to hit resistance, sell right here. That's one way to sell. If you went out drink a coffee or something and you didn't see that, you late, that's okay. Then you wait. You wait. You wait. When you see the blue candle change to the white candle, this is when you sell. Because when the blue candle change to the white candle, that means stock gonna go down. When the white candle change to blue, that means stock going up. So white to blue, stock going up. Blue to white, stock going down. So this is when you want to sell. But if you pay attention to the resistance line, you should have sell. You should have sold right here. But if you late, you can sell right here. You still make a lot of money. This is buy high, sell higher. So for beginner, it's kind of tough, right? But when you get a hang of it, you learn CE12, you can do this. Even I'm still buying it going up, I still buy. Because all blue here, there's no white. If there's no white candle, that means stock not going to go down. As long as blue candle, stock going up. Why? Because CE12 calculate in real time. It assists you. It print out the blue candle. It telling you stock not going down. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to understand TA. You don't have to learn TA at all. CE12 automatically tell you all the blue line mean the stock still going up. You can buy high, sell high. But this is advanced technique, right? So when I said advanced, meaning you have to pay attention to this. But the other way, simple, is just buy a support, sell resistance. Buy support, sell you don't have to pay attention to this. But if you want to buy high, sell high, you have to follow this rule. You only buy when you have a buy signal. You don't buy when you don't have a buy signal. Simple as that, right? So here, how do you know thick? How do you know thin, right? So for a comparison, you look at this resistance level, support level here, compared to resistance, it's about 4 times, 5 times, right? You see how thick it is and how thin it is? So this is very thin support, but this is very thick resistance. So what do? When the stock get to thick resistance, get the hell out. Sell, right? Sell and get the hell out. Because when it's the risk resistance, 80% chance it's going to go down. Because CE12 calculate automatically for you that danger. It lets you know that it's very dangerous if you're holding a stock. Because the resistance very thick. That means only 20% chance it will break. 80% chance it will go down. So you have to sell when you see a thick resistance. Okay? You can see, you will get used to it and recognize it thick or not thick. You look at this resistance line very thick and the support line very thin, right? Same thing here. Resistance very thick, support very thin, and the freeway uptrend in green, right? That means it go up very strong. But I would sell somewhere here. If I hold SNEK, I should sell somewhere here. Okay? Giá rẻ, cheap, right? Cheap. So in C12, you can click a button. It will display English or Vietnamese. In this case, I click English. So every word here is in English. So you guys can read, right? So when the big cap stock, when I said big cap, what I meant by the market cap of the stock have to be above $100 billion. For example, Tesla, $1.2 trillion, right? KLAC, $300 billion market cap. So anything above $100 billion market cap, that's the big boy, right? So when the big boy get to the price cheap, meaning XOXL go right now at cheap price, right? 202, buy. So if you buy a stock that at the cheap price, in Vietnamese called giá rẻ, right? It's not display giá rẻ for fun. It calculate. It have a lot of calculation using momentum, MACD, average two range, right? RSI, volume, profile to calculate that if you buy a stock at cheap price, you have 78%, 78% chance to win. Not 100%, 78% chance. And we've been testing this. It came out almost like 95% chance. So couple weeks ago when Microsoft go to cheap price, AVGO go to cheap price, MU go to cheap price. If you bought back then, you all make money. So there's another way to set an alert, right? So I can show you later on, or you can ask your mom and dad. They will show you how to set alert. You can set alert so that when the stock that you are interested in, for example, Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, right? Microsoft, Google, Amazon, right? When the stock go to cheap price, it will send you an email. And if you install TradingView on your iPhone, it will make a sound beep. So when you hear a beep and you receive an email, it will alert you that Tesla at cheap price. And all you have to do when you see that, when you hear the beep, you go to broker, buy 10 share or whatever amount you want to buy, right? So in other words, you don't have to stay at your computer. You can set an alert. Whenever the stock go to cheap price, it will notify you by mail and will make a sound beep so that you can know that Tesla go to cheap price, go buy it. That's all you have to do. You don't need to understand TA at all. Nothing. So all the people senior, right, in our group, 70, 80 years old, they don't understand TA. They just use this feature and they make money. Okay, it's called swing trade. So you buy at the cheap price and you hold couple of days or couple of weeks, you sell it. It's called swing trade. Day trade, you buy and sell within a day, right? Within a day, they call day trade. But if you buy the stock and you wait for it to go up couple of days, couple of weeks, and you sell it called swing trade. So C12 gives you ability to set an alert. Okay. All right. Any question? Hold on. Okay. So me run really quick. So for example, I create a list here. Now, this is TradingView. And if you want to learn how to use this, you can go to YouTube and how to use TradingView and things like that. You can learn how to use TradingView, okay? Or you can watch my clip. I show you how to use TradingView, right? So in this lesson, I'm not going to show you how to use TradingView. So I have a watch list here, consists of many stuff, right? So I want to set an alert when it go to cheap price, it will notify me. What I'm doing that is that I go here, I click on the right mouse, not the left mouse, the right mouse, right? And I see the alert, right? And now on this menu, I go on the top, I see XOXL, right? But I don't want just to set alert for XOXL. I want to set the whole list. So I go here, I click the arrow, and it said July 6th, right? That's list here. So now I said thông báo giá rẻ, meaning notify me the cheap price, right? And then I have to go into notification, and make sure when you first do it, you will see these two empty box. Make sure you check on send email and check on player sound. So TradingView will send you an email and make a sound beep, right? So now I apply. And then I said, okay, look good. I created. So now I already create an alert. So any of these stock, if go to giá rẻ, cheap price, it will notify me. It will beep, right? And up here, you see this table here all in Vietnamese. But if you click English, it will display in English. Okay, so you can go C12 setting and you set to English. Okay, so now it's display on English, right? So chip right here instead of the other. So this is C12, and this presentation, this lesson, just gives you an introduction to day trading, to C12. If you are interested in learn more, then ask your mom and dad request. I can generate another clip about long term or anything. I do have an English version for long term. So if you go to my channel, you click, you search for English, you will see one clip. I teach about long term investment. I recommend you to watch that clip if you're interested in long term investment. This clip, just an introduction to CE12, an indicator for you to do day trading. And you guys are smarter than us, right? You younger generation. So I hope what I provide today, you can learn more by asking ChatGPT and use your C12 from your mom and dad, play around with it. And you have any question, feel free to, I think I show you an email, right? My email here, tdnwilson@gmail.com. So if you have any questions, send me an email, shoot me an email, and I will respond first come, first serve. Okay? Bye-bye, and see you guys next clip. Okay, so I already done the C12 lesson, right? So now I continue record because somebody asked a question, how can the kid pick a good stock, right? So first of all, you have to get familiar with Yahoo Finance, right? So you can go Google Yahoo Finance and click on Yahoo Finance and it gives you the website, right? So let's say you want to invest in AMD, right? So you type in AMD. So once you type in AMD, you scroll down, right? And you have to learn everything about it. Hold on a second. Okay. For example, market cap, $900 billion, which is good because for long-term investment, for a good stock, the market cap have to be above $100 billion. It's a minimum 100 billion. But AMD is 900 billion, so it's a good stock in terms of market cap. Beta 2.7. Any beta above 1, that means the stock is very volatile. Below 1, it's not volatile. Volatile means it does not mean the bad stock. Volatile means it go up and down a lot. Like up $20, down $20, up $30, right? But if the stock under 1, for example, Coca-Cola, Johnson and Johnson, right? The beta may be 0.2, meaning every day it go up 50 cents, go down 50 cents, not much price action. But when the beta above 2, you have to expect this stock gonna go up $30 a day and go down $30. That's what the beta mean, right? PE ratio. PE ratio, the smaller, the better for value stock. So, for example, Coca-Cola and Johnson and Johnson, Pfizer are value stock. Then you expect those stock have a low PE under 50. But for AMD, Tesla, NVIDIA, they are growth stock. So you can ask ChatGPT to learn more about value stock and growth stock, okay? So for the growth stock like AMD, 180 is normal, right? It's not a bad stock. So there's a lot of misconception when people learn about stock. They look at PE, say, "Oh, this is no good. This PE is way too high." Well, you are wrong. For the growth stock, the more higher PE, the better. Okay, because if you invest in it, for example, Tesla, maybe 300 PE, right? Which is we want, because by the time the PE from 300 go down to 50, we become millionaire. Because if Tesla go from 300 PE to 50, the stock going to give you 10x already. So in reverse, the value stock, the small PE, the better. The growth stock, the more the better. How do you know value or grow? Growth stock meaning the stock, their product are not stable. For example, you think Apple going to stop at iPhone 17? No, right? They're going to come out iPhone 18, 19, 20, 21. They keep growing. So you can consider Apple as a growth stock. You look at Boeing, right? Boeing is an airplane. When the last time Boeing designed an airplane? 25 years ago. 787, 25 years ago. For 25 years, Boeing have not produced a new airplane. So that's why it's stable, right? It value stuff. The product not gonna come out new every day, every year. Tesla come out Model Y, Model 3, Cybertruck, Robo Taxi, Cybercab, robot. They're still coming out new model. NVIDIA, they have Hopper GPU, Blackwell GPU, Rubin GPU coming up. So their product is not stable yet, so it grows stuff. So for gold stock like NVDA, Tesla, AMD, you expect the PE high, which is normal. Okay. Now, once you do that, you have to go to the left. You go to the left, you go to the statistic. Okay. Summary and blah, blah, blah. You look at statistic. You click on statistic. Okay. And you scroll down. You scroll down, you have to understand, you have to learn, you have to use ChatGPT, right? To learn more about this. So you look at the profit margin, 13%. Operating margin, 14%. Okay? Now, and then revenue, right? EBITDA, earning before interest, tax, depreciation, appreciation, the more the better, right? The key thing that you want to look at is cash and debt. So, for example, you look at AMD, look at total cash, 13 billion. Look at debt, 4 billion. Meaning they have more cash than debt, which is good, right? So, for example, you make $50,000 a year, you buy a $50,000 BMW, versus a person make $500,000 a year. They have more cash, and they buy a $50,000 BMW. Who in trouble, right? So the more cash more than debt is good. Some company debt more than cash, no good. So this is called fundamental analysis. So you have to learn how to do fundamental analysis. You have to understand what debt mean, cash flow. The more cash flow, the better, right? So they have $10 billion cash flow. Gross profit, 13 billion, which is good. They're making money, right? Not negative. So on the right hand side, you have to look at the outstanding share. That means total share that they have. Like AMD total share they have is 1.63 billion share. Float share 1.62. So the difference is about 0.01, right? That 0.01 share is for AMD to give to their director, their employee, right? So percent held by insider, 0.2, 0.4%, not much. Held by institution. What does that mean? That means the bank, the investment banking, like JP Morgan, right? Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Citibank, KeyBank, Bank of America, right? You name it. They own 72% of AMD, which is good. Because the more bank buying this stock, that means the stock is good. If nobody buying this stock, it's no good. So this is one fundamental item that you give 10 points, right? Cash more than that, you give 10 point, right? Make money, give 10 point, right? Profit margin positive, 10 point, blah, 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 right? So you look at each of the, it called fundamental analysis. So if you want to learn fundamental analysis, you watch the English clip that I teach FA, right? So there's a clip in my channel that I speak English on FA. So learn that. Then you understand all this, right? So on and so forth, right? Now for the comparison, let's look at Lucid. Just to let you guys know, LICD, right? You look at Lucid. Okay. First of all, market cap, how much? 2.5 billion. Not even 100 billion, right? So this is very small cap. No good. This is not a long-term stock. You only buy long-term stock if the stock have market cap more than $100 billion. Why is that? Because if a company have market cap more than $100 billion, the minimum chance that it will go bankrupt. If the stock have $100 billion market cap, it's not going to go bankrupt. But Lucid can. Lucid now only 2.5 billion. They can go bankruptcy anytime. You don't want to invest in this stock. Very high risk, right? Beside that, you go to statistic and you scroll down. You look at cash. How much do they have? 700 million. How much they own? 3 billion. So they own 4 times at cash they have. It look like you making $50,000, but you have $100,000 credit card. No good. So by look at this, I'm not going to buy Lucid. This is a bad company. Okay. Now, to do this, you have to understand each of the variable. What does it mean? So EBITDA, negative. Net income, negative. Dilute share, negative, right? Profit margin. You look at this. Every car they make, they lost 239%. So, for example, if your mom and dad have a nail shop, a customer come in, do a full set, $100, but that customer, your mom and dad lose $300. That's not a good sign, right? You make $100, but you lose $300, right? So this is profit margin negative, right? Operating margin negative. So these number called fundamental analysis. So you have to learn how to do this. I can't teach you in 5 minutes, right? But CE12 can. Okay? CE12 can teach you in 5 minutes. Not in 5 minutes, in 1 second. But if you really want to learn FA, FA means fundamental analysis, you have to take some class or you watching my clip. I think if you watch my clip, you should be enough to learn FA. That's English. I will show you in a minute. But why don't I just show you? Since we are here. Okay. So this is my channel. And you search for English. So you type in the word English. You see the video US stock market long-term investment Tesla DCF model. So I recommend you watch this clip. Then you understand more about fundamental analysis and how to evaluate the stock. But actually, you don't have to. CE12 can do for you. So let's take a look at NVDA. Okay. Now we have 6 indicators, right? One of them called FA, right? Remember all the number that I show you on Yahoo Finance, right? So when you look at the indicator, you switch to daily time frame, not 1 minute, but Khung daily, right? The day, 1 day, right? The D. Then you turn on the FA indicator. So if you go to indicator, invite only, you see CE12 FA right there, right? So I'm going to turn it on. What happened? there is, look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 8, 48 number. 48 FA number that I just showed you on Yahoo Finance. In 1 second, I'll tell you NBA is a good stock. Why? Because it only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red. Everything else green. Look at return on equity, good. Return on asset, good. EBITDA, positive. PE, good. Right? Earning yield, good. Current ratio, good. Quick ratio, good. EBITDA somewhere here. I have EBITDA somewhere. Right? EBITDA, EBITDA neutral. Actually, 0.6 is neutral. But because it's 0.06, it's still red, right? But little bit red. Yield, PS. So all the number that I show you in Yahoo Finance, we have it here on the CE12. In 1 second, you know a good stock or not. You don't need to learn everything. You got busy, you go to school, right? You got a job to do. You don't have to learn it. We already take care for you. That's why CE12 is very powerful, right? Now let's say your friend call you. Hey, yo, can I buy Lucid? What are you going to tell them? Right? What are you going to do? You go into CE12, you type in the Lucid, right? LCID. Okay? You type in Lucid and you click on Lucid. Are you going to tell your friend buy Lucid? Hell no. Look at how many red they have. And how long does it take? 1 second. Everything I show you, everything I show you here, this number give you a headache, right? Profit margin, is this good or bad, right? Revenue, is it good or bad? EBITDA, is it good? You don't know. Even you read it, but you don't know. But CE12 calculate automatically for you, good or bad. If it's good, it's green. If it's bad, it's red. So if your friend call you, hey, can I buy Lucid? Within 1 second, you click, you tell them, hell no. This is very bad company. All red here. They're in big trouble. So this is FA right here. So to answer that lady question, you all you need is C12. That's it. 1 second. But if you want to learn more about it, right, then you can take a FA class or you watch my clip so you can understand each of the what it mean, right? Cash conversion, PE, EV over free cash flow, what does it mean? But actually, you don't have to. Why do you have to study that? All you need to know is good or bad. And when you switch to Lucid in 1 second, you already know this is not a good company to invest. So why you want to learn it? It's up to you. If you want to learn, that's fine. To me, you don't have to. You have C12. You have the tool here, right? So if you look at KLAC, right? So Tracy told me about KLAC on last week. Within 10 seconds, I bought 100 shares. 10 seconds, I bought 100 shares. How can I do that? How can I? She just said KLAC and I bought 100 shares. Why? Because I turned on this tool. I click on KLAC, right? I click on KLAC. What happened? It only 5 red. I make decision in like that. I bought 100 shares without thinking because I know CE already calculate for me. This is a good company. All green here. And you look at Lucid, hell no, I'm not going to buy it. Even 1 share, I'm not going to buy it. It's all red here. I'm not going to risk my money on a bad company. You know what I mean? So it's true. Ask Tracy or Jaden, right? They just said KLAC. and I bought it because I just clicked. Oh, look good to me. I bought 100 shares. So you have the tool. It's up to you. You want to learn or you use the tool. It's up to you. You want to learn, that's fine. For your knowledge, I highly recommend you to learn, but you don't have to. Does that answer your question? Shut the new, you have many way, right? So let me turn off this. So if you look at MU, right, then on any stock, there a bottom here, there's a flashlight, right? Here's a flashlight. You click on the flashlight, it will pop up the menu. Here's all the new. Okay, all the new about MU. So you will click. Trading will tell you the new. All the new about MU. Okay, so you look NVDA. Same thing. You go to NVDA. You go to the flashlight at the bottom in purple. You click on it, and then here's some new about NVDA. Right. That's one way to find the new. The other way is to go to Yahoo Finance. Right. So right here, if I look at MU, right? And then on the left hand side, there's a new here. Click on news. So it will tell you all the new related to Micron on Yahoo Finance. Okay. Another one is called Benzinga Pro, right? Benzinga, because Benzinga is free. So you go to Benzinga, right? You can see the new, right? It's free. There's a lot of new there. Another one is bar chart. Okay, so you go to barchart.com, right? And you enter the stock, say Tesla, right? So when you go to Tesla, there's a new here also. Click on news, all kind of news, right? You want to little new, okay? Option, ETF, future, currency. There's all kind of stuff here you can learn, okay? But what I use is Bank Singapore, right? But the problem with Bank Singapore is I have to pay like $4,000 a year. You cannot access to this. You have to pay for it, right? So that's why the money that you guys donate for CE12, you donate for 50, things like that. So we take that money to pay for this, so that I can write recap every day, give you guys new and things like that. And when it's earning, I will know the earning come out, or macro, right? In the morning, ISM number, it will let me know right away. But for you guys, you have to go search for it. But since because I pay for it, it display everything here. So that's why I'm willing to pay for this, because it's very useful. But this website, you have to pay $4,000 a year. CNBC, another short for CNBC, right? CNBC, you can look at a lot of good news here. It tells you business news, investment news, tech news, politics news, video. There's a whole bunch of things here you can use. Okay. So I think it should be enough. CNBC, bar chart, Yahoo, TradingView, those four that you can find a lot of news about the stock. Okay. Again, bye bye mọi người, và một lần nữa nếu các bạn you are interested in C12, the full set of 6 indicator, you send donate $450 for the group to use the money to buy data. This is a non-profit, right? To the email address, or you can scan the Vimo code and send me an email and then maybe send $1 first to see if I receive it, and then when I receive $1, then you can send 450 just to be sure, right? And then give me your trading view ID, and then I will add the CE12 to you. Again, we just want to support the Vietnamese community, and all the money will go into buying data, buying website. We're not making money here, okay? So we just help each other out. All right. So I hope this clip help you. If you have any more questions, feel free to send me an email. All right, guys. Bye. See you next clip.